Distinguished Service is the highest honor that the State Central Committee awards. Each year we can elect only a certain number of people to that body, and we did so earlier today. At this time, we're going to make a presentation to the recipients of that award. And I would like to thank the people who served on the History Committee to help make the selection: Jacob Griffin, Tim O'Brien, David Weinlich. Their help was deeply appreciated. The first person we're going to present to would be for Elmer Benson. And I'm going to ask Elmer's grandson, John, to come forward. Elmer Benson was, in any way you figure, one of the founders of the DFL party. He was that somewhat rare. He was a banker who was also a progressive Virgin socialist. He got involved in the Farmer Labor Party early. He was a strong supporter of Floyd Nielsen, who thought highly of him and appointed him first as Commissioner of Banking, and then as to fill vacancy in the U.S. Senate. When Olson died in office, Elmer Benson was elected to replace him with what at that time was the highest majority ever in the DFL, or in state elections. 2 years later, he lost his campaign for re-election by the smallest minority ever done by a sitting officer. There were a few differences. One, as I mentioned earlier, he was a guy in a state that really wanted to get rid of prohibition. Another was that the first time he ran, the Democratic Party didn't run anyone against him. The second time around he did, so the liberals split the vote two ways, and that made a little bit of a difference. That may be one of the reasons he was so strong for favoring merging the two parties a few years later. Elmer Benson was said that he wanted to be remembered as an reconstructed radical. He said, "I can't imagine anyone changing his philosophy." He never did. As late as the 1980s, he was still making speeches in favor of the principles he'd upheld his entire life. I am proud to present a certificate of appreciation for Elmer Benson on his election to John Benson. Thank you.
On behalf of the Benson family, I accept this award. It's a great honor on behalf of the entire family. My grandfather had 5 grandchildren, and he actually the latest was great-great-grandchild was just born by Elmer Benson in September. I think most of the things that I remember from my grandfather were interviews that Art and Athlon or other people interviewing him, because he was a pretty private man, and politically, of course, told us many things. And one of the things is that he was very proud of forming this party. A lot of times, I think Nathan said that he worked very often was credited from the party, and what do you think about that? Well, at the time, my grandfather was opposed to the Vietnam War, and he said, well, that's okay with me. However, now, I think he'd be very proud of this DFL party and the accomplishments it's made. particularly now with the health care and the care of the common man. Now, some gentlemen spoke up. I think the thing that makes the DFL last so long is that we are an inclusive party. We allow in people of different religious beliefs. We allow people of different color. We allow people of different opinions. And and I think that's the thing that made this party very strong, as our nation. So, and the different gentleman here that has a different opinion, I may not agree with him. However, in the words of Voltaire, I'll defend his right to speak his words by death. And it may or may not please him to know that my grandfather sat next to Harry Truman in the Senate for a couple of years, and they were very close friends, and it's true, they did have a difference of opinion. And my grandfather acted on his opinion, as you should. But then later, he came up to visit him in northern Minnesota, where my grandfather has a place on Lutsen, on Lake Superior. And Harry liked it so much that there was a house about 4 houses down. And Harry became great friends. Thomas Jefferson had many slaves, and you don't approve of that now. The Constitution still is a big document. So I think we can have differences of opinion, and we can all express them, and you should fight for your opinions and express them. I think if he were here today, he would say that elections are won by hard work. And about the election he lost, he won the largest margin in history, and the next election he lost by the largest margin in history. There were several factors that attributed to that, and I think one of them was that he was told that actually he's going to appoint a Jewish person as his chief of staff. It was told before then, and if he did so, that he probably would be not elected again. But he had a Rudchick named his chief of staff, and the state was anti-Semitic in 1930. That they actually had a poster of my grandfather sitting on a donkey, and they called him the Jewish jackass lover. So things were kind of hard in those days too. But now look how they've changed. Now gays get married. When my parents were growing up, they just couldn't marry Catholics. And so, yeah, you know that too. And now they can get married, and people of different races get married. And although I think that if I brought home a woman and told my grandfather he was a Republican Tea Party member, he wouldn't have married her. This past election, I actually went down to the call center, and I called on behalf of Frank and Dayton and everyone, and I noticed that almost everybody I was calling, they weren't at home because we just have phone phones, and nobody was answering. So I drove over to a building that had been erected by my apartment place, and there were 115 new families there that had voted before. And a guy, John Applebaum, who happens to be Jewish, was running, so I went on a bushel full of apples, and the poll was approximately a block and a half away from there. So I gave people apples and said, "You go over there." And I thought that was quite nice. So if you go and you work for the vote, you can get them, but you gotta go where they are. And I think the other thing that he would say is that, really, to win a debate with a Republican isn't that difficult. All you have to do is use the fact that probably have him totally confused. Anyway, thank you very much. Again, we'll enjoy this, and I will give it to them when I return for Christmas as we all together.
And I do recognize Josh Preston for nominating Elmer. Our second nominee is Catherine Spear. Catherine has acted in the party for a while, and I'm inviting Dale Spear to come up and his family. Catherine lived in love passionately. I mean, you could not be in the same room with her without feeling her enthusiasm. She was active in the party on every level. She was active in her family at every level. She was active in the schools where her family was educated at every level, from school bus driver to school board. And she even used her skill as a school bus driver to help the party, because she soon became the driver of the DFL float in numerous parades. And we have much to thank for. She ended up, her last role party was co-chair of the State Party Affairs Committee, which meant we went to her to find out how the party should be run, and she was more than willing to tell us. And so, with that in mind, I wish to present a certificate honoring Catherine to Dale Spear, and I thank you for her work.
I think Joel just said most all that I could say too, so I would just like to say I'm honored to accept this award for Kathy. I'm sure Kathy would have loved the recognition. And she worked with many different projects, but I think in the end, she really loved the DFL much as any of them. And I was lucky enough to catch a ride with my family up here, which is she was very proud of. And she also liked the DFL party. It was something that she liked to spend her time with, and she'd like to have me spend more time with it. But so you had to stay home and work. But I would like to just thank the nominating people who nominated her, and I think my family would like to thank the DFL for this great recognition. Thank you.
Go up with the family.
Yes. Look at the sacrifice they made.
Got my daughter and grandson and great-grandchildren here. They're all quite close by, so I see them real often. So they're great to be around, and keeps me young to play with them and do all the fun things. Thank you.
And thank you to Jake Griffin, Ben Helly, Lori Selner and Ray Jones for nominating Catherine.